don't know if I can explain really what's happening. I feel like in another way I trust myself more than I ever have.
Excellent. Excellent. That's the most important thing. Trusting your process, you could say. One thing is trusting your thoughts and your feelings and all of that, and that's important. But more than that, trusting your process, because thoughts and feelings change. So what you trust today, you may not trust tomorrow. But to trust that that entire process is exactly what's supposed to unfold, that's what deep trust really is. It's not so much about, okay, now I have the answer and I'm going to hold on to it and trust it. I trust myself. It's more like I have the answer for right now. And I really do trust that if there's another answer later, then that'll arise, and another one later, or whatever. I mean, in Tibet, they talk about going between lives. They talk about a bardo state. Bardo means in between. And that really is something that they spend their lives training for, or certain of those yogis do, in terms of being ready for the in-between, when you're not here or there, and you don't exactly know what's what. And that's really important in life, to trust in the midst of that, when there's vagueness, or two things, or three things, or not sure what's what, whatever, to trust that the entire process is auspicious. It's what it should be. It's as it is. That's deeply trusting yourself.
Yeah, I don't. It's not an issue of safety.
Good.
It doesn't feel that way right now.
Excellent. Yeah, good.
So, do you going through this process?
Right.
Is there like a Bardo states, like being in the hallway?
Yeah, I could say, in a way, this whole universe is a Bardo state, but we're just not really attuned to it because we need the familiarity. But if we really, transition is the name of the game, always. That's what this is. Everything is transition. It's just that you're kind of forced into it between births, because you don't have a body anymore, so you're like, what's going on, Because we have a body every day, we go, okay. Because we are a body every day, we go, okay, I know what's what. But actually the body keeps changing, the sensations of the body keep changing. Everybody that we meet is new every time we meet them. People change, and they forget to tell each other. That quote is my friend Samuel Bonder, that's his quote. But people, and I think he was quoting somebody else actually. But people change and then they forget to tell each other, and this is how it is with everybody. So therefore, when we approach somebody based on the idea that we know who they are, we're really, it's just for the sake of us getting through the day. It's not actually reality. We have to do these things. We have to do these shortcuts all the time just so we can feel sane.
Can you say more about that?
Yeah, the sense of familiarity and the kind of bluffing that everything's familiar, that we all do every single moment of interaction.
I mean, when that starts dropping away.
Yes.
Like, so you don't want to just get through your day anymore.
Yes.
So how do you keep from feeling crazy?
You actually, Well, it's not altogether a choice. So it's not as though you decide, okay, now I'm going to live without past knowledge. I'm going to live fresh every moment. Because we can't just do that. It's not just a flip of a switch. It starts to fall away, okay?
Yeah.
And as it starts to fall away, it is a treacherous path. It can feel unfamiliar. And there's no way around that. But it doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It can be homeopathic. It happens in enough doses that happens at the at the kind of dose that you can handle, that you can, okay, I'm getting through my day, everything's familiar. It's it's not really a problem.
It's not a problem.
No, it's not really a problem. It's not anything that needs to be solved. It's sort of like saying, how does a woman give birth without going crazy? I mean, suddenly her body takes over. She has no choice. Maybe if they give her some drugs, she's out. But other than that, and she gives birth. How does she do it? She doesn't even know how to do it, and all that. It could be scary thinking about it. Like, how am I going to do this? It's a natural process. How does a caterpillar become a butterfly? It goes into a cocoon and then it falls apart and becomes like this pulp. And it's like, doesn't know what piece is what, and it's, oh my gosh.
Okay, that's not helpful.
But then look what happens. It becomes a butterfly without any kind of effort on its part. So it's not really a problem. But to say that it should be, it should be so that the caterpillar knows exactly what's going to happen. How could you do that? How could a caterpillar know what it's like to be a butterfly, or how to make itself into a butterfly safely? It does, but it doesn't know how to do it consciously. So it isn't as though you are living the spiritual life. The spiritual life is living you. You are being lived by life. And it's perfectly safe, even though we all die. But the whole of life is perfectly natural. You, without knowing, you know how to unravel, you do. If anything, the lack of trust in the process is what is the only danger. That's actually the biggest danger. Lack of trust in the process. So even with giving birth, it's helpful to have a friend there who can breathe with you, or a breathing coach, or somebody's hand you can hold, or somebody who's already had 3 kids, even if it's your first. It's like having reassurance of knowing that this is a natural process and that this is the way it unfolds. That's the value of Sangha. That's the value of community. That's the value of being with a teacher and other people who are in the same process that you can speak with, to kind of reassure each other. And that's the value of Sangha, or of community. So that's really the biggest way to be empowered through these kind of passages, when you're not quite sure what's going on, when you're neither here nor there and you're kind of in between.
What's the best way?
Be connected to other people who have gone through the process. Yeah. Who can tell you can trust yourself. That even though you don't know consciously how to do this, it knows how to do you. I mean, what would you tell a caterpillar? Say, hey, it's in your genetics. Well, what's genetics? Well, it's in, I don't know what you're talking about, genetics. All I know is I'm falling apart. And the butterfly says, I hear you. I hear you. And I don't know what genetics is either, but look, I've got these new wings and I'm flying around. You can relax.